Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk about the Marvel Legends Deluxe Blob. Oh my goodness, I didn't think I was going to get this figure, and then lo and behold, friend of the show, David, sent this dude to me. And I'm torn. I'm really torn. Do you know why? Because I really, really like him. Why is that a problem? Because now I kind of want to get the entire Brotherhood. You're winning me back, Marvel Legends, and you're doing it by doing this crazy, insane thing, which is just making awesome products that make me want to spend my money on you. It's not rocket science, but damn, when it happens, it's a beautiful thing. Because this Blob, he's really exceptional. You want to hear my thoughts on it? Here goes. So first of all, of course, you've got Blob in his windowless packaging, which is something that is going the way of the dodo. Thank goodness, because when you've got an action figure that looks like this, you want to have him on display to your public, to the people in the shops who are going to see it on the shelves and go, oh my goodness, that's a handsome looking big fat action figure. I got to get it in my collection. And if you do get him in your collection, you're not going to be disappointed. Okay, first of all, the size and the heft of this guy is exactly what you need for a Brotherhood of Mutants Blob. I love that there was no shortcuts, no scrimping, no scraping. This is the size, girth, and heft that the Blob needs to be. What is his name? Frederick J. Dukes? Is that it? Yeah, he's been done justice right here in a big way. I love everything as far as the sculpting is concerned. I'm just looking. Yes, I do have the other accessories here. So he's got two different heads. I'm going to go into detail on those. And plus, he's got fists and grabby hands as well. I always want to go grabby hands. I always think that looks more sort of interesting, like, oh, I'm coming to get ya kind of look. And you don't want this guy coming to get ya, because he looks terrifying. Let's go. First of all, I think his best asset, besides just the size, is the face. Both of these face sculpts, again, Hasbro Marvel Legends. I talk a lot of smack and occasionally a little bit of trash, but one thing I will always say is that their face sculpts are unrivaled. Honestly, Mezco? Nope. Mafex? Nah. NECA? Not today, pal. McFarlane? I don't think so, Johnny Side-Eye. But Hasbro, just whatever it is that you're doing, whatever sculptors you employ, whatever inking, painting, dot work type techniques, do all the color, keep doing it. Just keep doing it, because more like these will get all of my money. I'm always going to go for the more animated faces. You guys know this about me. So look at this animated face here. Look at the details going on. The more I look at it at different lights and angles, I can see he's got like a little bit of crow's feet on the eye there. The way his double chin stacks up and the lines around there. It's beautiful, man. This puts other manufacturers to shame. It genuinely does. And you know me, this might be the channel that Marvel Legends built, but I am not a Marvel Legends fanboy, but I will fanboy out over this. Absolutely fantastic work. And then the more subtle, relaxed kind of face. I love that they even give him a different hairstyle as well. That's a really, really nice touch. They didn't phone in anything about this action figure, and it shows, and it feels so good to see. So yeah, just the plain school photo look, that's fine, but really you want the lunging for a cheeseburger looking Blob here. That's wonderful. And then we start going down and you see the line work on the suit. It's all sculpted. There's no lazy painting. It's actually sculpted on the lines there. And then also just the suit itself, it's not smooth. It has kind of a texture to it, which is a really, really nice touch. The same with the belt. They could have just been lazy and just done a yellow strip, but no, it's got all this texture on here as well. Makes the whole thing feel alive. It makes it feel like it's worth the money, and so often I don't get that with Marvel Legends. I buy something because I'm like, I want to complete my collection, but I don't feel like it's worth it. This is worth it. If you're on the shelf, go out and get them. Retail price. I'll tell you now, you won't be disappointed. So then, yeah, one thing I'll say, and again, it's just like a design kind of feature, is when you have his arms bent, like there's a bit of space and gap right there. It's not the smoothest kind of fit, but you know what? I'll allow it. It's not like a deal breaker or anything. And you do have a nice range of motion. He can give you a big old Blob bear hug if you want, coming at you over here like this. And also looking at the skin as well. Because there is a lot of skin on display, which could look a lot sort of very plain and plasticky. But you don't get that because, first of all, I think the skin tone itself is great. This is just like, it's not too pink, it's not too pale. It's just that sweet spot. They've Goldilocks the skin tone. But then they've thrown on like some freckles. He's a very freckly boy, and that's real nice. It's just more detail where it's needed. And yeah, just looking more, the more I look at him, the more I like him. I love the way, also, this is great. His head and neck has so much articulation, which you might have been forgiven for thinking like, oh, will it actually? Because it's such a double-chinned no neck. He doesn't really have a neck. So to be able to have this great ability to have a lot of movement all over the place, it's really, really effective. The knees are single joint, of course, just because of how big and thick they are. But he's got the great thigh swivel and everything else. But you're not getting this guy to pose him like Spider-Man. You're getting him to look terrifying next to Magneto, and this is where my problem with the Brotherhood comes in now. Now I wanna buy Avalanche and not Sunfire, not Firestar, Pyro. There you go. I want to get him to Mystique. Now I want to build the Brotherhood because they're going to look so good together. So yeah, this Blob's fantastic. Let's do a few size comparisons. So first of all, of course, we're going to have to put Blob next to Magneto. This is the Mafex Age of Apocalypse Magneto, but the Mafex regular Magneto, same height and proportions, and yes, much smaller than the Blob, but he can be, that's fine. We got the Marvel Legends Vision here, which is the Bucky Cap mold. Again, way smaller, but the Blob is meant to be a monster. Then we're going to go on to something a little bit more unusual. It's the Blob. He's going to go next to Foray Planet's Veteran William. And Veteran William is super tall. He's even crouched here, but even then he's the same sort of height. And we got the Mezco Man of Steel. Superman definitely looking quite diminutive there, but also if you want to mix up the lines, it still kind of works because Blob, again, I'll allow him to be a great big monster. And then finally, a couple of random sort of fun ones just to throw together. Going to put in the Revoltech Deadpool. This is a fun combination here. I think this works really well. You can imagine these two going at it. And finally, just for kicks, we got the Modoroid Robocop 2 Robo Kane figure. I love this, and granted the size and scale doesn't make much sense. It's a 1/18th size, I think. Nonetheless, though, doesn't he look great? Gonna have to do a review of this guy soon as well, because he's the bomb. As a final grade, I am gonna give the Blob a banging 8 out of 10. This is a home run of a Marvel Legend action figure right here. I'm hard pressed to think like, well, how could I make it better? And like, there's no real cloth goods or anything that you could really do with him. You could maybe give him like a ground pounding, smashing sort of effect. That would be nice to have because he is expensive. So I would give him an even higher price if he was a little cheaper. But you know, you get what you pay for. So he's expensive, but it's a really great action figure. So I ain't mad about it. 8 out of 10, highly deserved, double thumbs up. This dude, yeah, I'm really, really smitten with this guy. And folks, that does it for my Blob review. What do you guys think of this action figure? Are you as taken by him as I am? Especially with the original Toy Biz one still like holding up pretty well. But I find that this Blob here is a lot more aesthetically pleasing than the sort of terrifying cottage cheese cellulite. Like Toy Biz went for the gross out factor, whereas Hasbro have gone more for the cartoony, comic booky, just larger than life fun kind of approach, and that goes a long way with me. The more I play around with him, the more I'm like, yeah, this guy's great. I love him. I hope you do too if you have him, and if you're on the fence, I highly recommend him. So gang, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior.
Coffee.